today is Monday, April 13th, the day after Easter. And as far as statistics goes, so the world is just under 2 million confirmed positive cases and just under 120,000 deaths. Then as far as the United States, we're sitting just under 600,000 confirmed positive cases in the United States and just, I think it's like 23,600 and something deaths in the United States. So we're just under 24,000 deaths. And basically, like, they're saying we're hitting like more of a plateau, which is what they were hoping for, but there's been talk that the plateau could last longer than we would want. So instead of like, a rapid increase in cases and deaths, and then all of a sudden we hit our peak and we rapidly decline, it's more like, all right, so rapid cases and deaths, and then we kind of hit a peak, and then we stay at the peak longer than we'd want to, and we're not sure when the peak will start to go down. So I'd only heard of that first probably a couple days ago, maybe. So that wasn't something I'd really thought about in my head before they talked about it. It makes sense though, just considering how long people have an incubation period, how long people are sick before they either recover or pass away. So the good news is it's kind of looking like a peak so far. Bad news is that the peak is going to be a long peak. So, and that's hopefully that it is peaked. So I've been a little bit concerned as far as, because if you know economics at all or graphs at all, an outlier can shift the balance of the results on a graph. So in our case, it would be New York, because they have so many cases and so many deaths. I just don't know. I don't think it's best to look at the country as a whole on one graph, because really we are 50 individual states. And so we're all going to have different, population densities. We're all going to have different peaks. And then, just as far as how long certain states where people have been affected or infected is just different. It's different for every state. And so it's really hard to think about looking at a graph that says the whole United States when we both know, we all know that there's no way that that's how it could work out. So personally, I would like to see the graphs for all 50 states treated uniquely and individually, especially because the governors have jurisdiction over each state, and that's how they're going to ultimately decide how the economy is going to be opened back up. They were talking on the news tonight that the only thing the president could actually do, because he can't mandate that they open schools, they open businesses, or do whatever. The federal government can't do that. That is states' jurisdiction, which leads on the governors and the mayors of different cities. So the only thing President Trump could do would be to essentially threaten to not give them state funding. So basically saying do what I say or I'm not going to give you money. And just knowing where the states are right now as far as basically their savings account. Because when the economy's not running, taxes aren't getting paid. There's not being as much sales tax. There's not as much gas being sold. All the things that go towards our state's funding are not producing funds right now because the economy is pretty much slowed to a stop, just about. It's extremely slowed down. So that could be like a reasonable thing that could happen. Not saying it's okay, because I don't think that's okay. And I do think states should be treated differently because they are all different. You can't look at 50 different, entirely different regions, entirely different cultures and cities and population densities, and like you say they're all going to be treated the same. That's not the way it's going to happen. It's just not the way it's going to happen. So that was one thing. And then in addition to that, like, I can't remember the last time I made a video. I know it was last week sometime, but I've gotten frustrated with basically, I'm frustrated with the White House task force. I know no one's going to be perfect through this whole thing. Like, I know that no one is, but it's really frustrating to, hear, oh, like, in the beginning, it's not that bad, like, we're going to be fine, and then, oh, like, it's worse than we thought, and, it could be too late by this point, and, it could be, like, if we don't mitigate, then it could be millions of people that die, and then if we mitigate, it could be, up to 100 to 240,000 people that die, and then saying, oh, well, it could be 60,000 people that die. Well, that's a drastic difference. That's a drastic difference. And how can you say that within like around a week apart from each other? Saying like 1 week it's like millions, the next week it's hundreds of thousands, the next week it's like maybe 60,000. And I get that mitigation is going to play a part, and treatments and PPE, like, ventilators and oxygen and masks and gown, like the ability for our medical system to actually treat everything. Like, I understand that it's going to fluctuate. I completely understand that. But what I don't understand is it's like every single day when they go up on stage and they talk to the United States, it's like every day it's different. So it's like highs and lows and highs and lows and this and that and that and that. And then it's like, even if you keep up with this daily, it's like following this like federal health roller coaster. And it's just exhausting, to be honest. And it's something that I was feeling like, I guess last week, maybe starting the week before that, like I was starting to feel it, because it's like, when you make a video every day, and when you look at the numbers every day, and when you watch the task force update every day, it's like Groundhog Day, except the things that they say on that stage and their confidence level, it shifts. It's like some days it's like they're totally, concerned and almost seem like it's, almost out of their hands, and then the next day it's like, yeah, let's open the economy by Easter, and then the next day it's like it's worse than we thought, and then sorry, I just turned into a ramble. But anyway, it's frustrating. It's very frustrating. I don't trust anything I'm reading right now. The only thing that I know for sure is that COVID-19 is real. It's extremely contagious. It's deadly. And it's spreading. It's spreading all over the world. And mitigation helps. Staying at home, social distancing, like all of those things help. Like those are the things that I know. So, other than that, like I don't see our economy opening up right after April 30th is come and gone. Just like I didn't see the economy opening up for Easter. Like, it's not gonna happen. It's just crazy. We are gonna have to push it back. There's no way that our government is going to risk opening the economy to just have to close it back down. This is an election year. The president cares about what he looks like, and a mistake like that could easily take away his chance of being in a second term. So I hate that you even have to bring politics into this, because it's not political. Like, this is not political. And, Governor Cuomo was talking about that this morning, how like it's not political and all the states need to work together and they need to come up with a game plan and they need to really consider like every single stream and avenue. And yeah, so aside from that, like, I don't know, it's almost feeling like the social distancing is becoming normal. Like, we've all been doing this I started March 17th, so it's just about a month now living like this, and it's hard. Like, it is hard. It goes against your instincts, like, it goes against, like, as a human, like, your wants and needs and, like, affection and touch. But, like, you know it's for the best, and, like, I don't know, I've just come to realize, like, and really feel the more that I, like, am prepared and I'm able to stay at home and have backups and things that I've talked about as far as being prepared, and taking my supplements and staying healthy, like, that gives me my sense of control. And if there's anyone out there that, like, doesn't feel like they have a sense of control and they feel like they're really struggling and scrambling and, like, having a hard time with this, just try to figure out the things that you can control and do something about it to control them, you know? Like, if having a gun makes you feel safer, then get a gun. If having, extra soap in your house, like extra soap, way extra, to get extra soap. Like, if having a freezer stocked full of frozen goods, even meats or, frozen veggies or whatever, like, then do it. Like, there are so many things that we can't control right now, but the things you can control, like, you should be controlling, because I'm telling you, it gives you this sense of peace that is priceless, honestly. So if you can get that through buying goods, or I don't know what it might be for different people, but think about those things. Try to control what you can control. It does help, and just, we've got to continue having faith. Like, we know this isn't going to last forever. Like, we know it's not. And watch the news, but maybe not every day. Following everything, it can get overwhelming and redundant and also wishy-washy, especially when, the Dr. Fauci, President Trump issues are happening. It seems like a divided front, and that never helps. But we can all have a sense of control, like, for ourselves, like, within our bubble. So that's really all I had for today. I need to check in more. Days are just flying by right now, so it's been kind of hard to keep up with everything. But so far, no one that I am really close to is sick. I'm very blessed about that. And things are okay right now. And I know they're not for a lot of people. And I'm telling you, I pray so much for people every day. People I know, people I don't know, people I have yet to meet. Like, you're being prayed for and you're being thought of, and, like, actively taking time out of my day to dedicate towards these people that are hurting and suffering and struggling. And that's another thing, like, you're in control of that. Like, positive vibes you send out, the prayers that you say, like, they matter. They 100% matter. And it's something that you can do. So I guess that's it for tonight. Have a good night.